In this video, I'll show you the full workflow behind this stylized axe from start to finish, covering modeling, sculpting, low poly creation and UV unwrapping and texturing. This model is part of a full course available in the description where I explain every step you see in this breakdown in detail across 20 plus hours of lessons, all in real time with no time lapses. For this breakdown, I'll condense those 20 plus hours of work into just a few minutes. So, let's start. For this project, I created a simple sketch to guide the modeling process. I started by building the axe handle using the skin modifier and subdivision surface, which helped me to achieve this branch-like shape. To create a metal piece that holds the blade, I started from a simple plane and shaped it to match the concept. I used a knife tool to cut the holes, then refined the mesh to clean everything up. To avoid a flat look, I used a bevel modifier with edge bevel wakes along with subdivision surface and added a mirror modifier to replicate the other side. For the metal spikes, I followed the same process as the blade support piece. Next, for the blade, which was the most complex part, I started by extruding a single vertex following the concept art design until I created a face to work from. Then I connected each vertex to build a clean topology suitable for working with and apply modifiers like bevel or subdivision surface. For the leaves, I started with a simple plane, shape it according to the concept art, and apply modifiers like subdivision surface, bevel, and simple deform to add a slight bend. Then I duplicated them across the model using Alt+D to create instant set copies, so I only need to edit one and all others update automatically. And this is the final result of the high poly model, which we will use both for sculpting and generating our final low poly mesh. Starting with the sculpt, I use our high poly model and apply a remesh to each piece. I begin sculpting with a scrape brush, making adjustments to achieve a sharper look. This is the classic approach I use for all my stylized models. Then for the blade, I use the crease sharp brush to carve the lines from the concept art, aiming to match them as closely as possible. Here, I did continue adding details to the metal parts to give them more relief, simply using some of the Blender's default brushes and the scrape one. When sculpting the wood, which I get asked about a lot, there are many approaches, but my easiest and most comfortable method is using Blender's default crease sharp brush. Holding Ctrl to invert the stroke, I create lines to mimic the trunk pattern. I find this a very simple and clean way to sculpt the surfaces. And this is the final result of the sculpt. I consider it very clean. It could be further detailed, but it looks balanced and complete. This sculpt will be the one we use to bake maps in Substance Painter for texturing. Well, as you know, the low poly optimization and UV unwrapping process is quite long and tedious. Unfortunately, I can't go into full detail in this video. Essentially, we aim to reduce the polygon count using our high base model, remove or simplify modifiers, and then cut necessary edges from each mesh. The goal is to have a fully optimized model while keeping the silhouette aligned with our sculpt to avoid issues when baking the texture maps. When creating the UVs, Mark seems to define where each UV island will be separated during the unwrapping. Then mark sharp edges on the same edge at the seams. Finally, apply a weighted normals modifier and enable keep sharp to fix the shading across the object. You should repeat this process along your entire model. As you can see in this example, I'm removing every unnecessary edge, keeping only the silhouette of this piece. Optimizing the axe blade was the most time-consuming part. In this case, you could go for a fully red topology if you prefer, but if you follow my approach, the process is simply about removing every unnecessary edge. Even if we end up with triangles, that's completely fine. For game-ready models, optimization is what matters most, and we can use as many triangles as needed, as long as the model won't be deformed like a character. And this is the final result of the low poly model. With the UVs packed and organized, I split it into two materials, one for the axe parts and another for the natural elements like wood and leaves. Alright, for the texturing process, it really comes down to creative decisions and constantly checking your references. In this case, I started using my smart material, which you can download for free in the description. I also show you step by step how to create it during the course, so you can fully understand the process. I begin by selecting the base colors based on the concept art. At this stage, I'm not focusing on adding too much detail. I just want to preview how the colors look and make adjustments if needed. For the metal parts, I decided to add a worn red paint layer, inspired by my references, as it adds more visual interest instead of keeping the metal clean and polished. To achieve this, I used a red color with a slight height value, added filters like blur slope and anisotropic, and then painted it by hand to apply the effect. For the wooden parts, my main goal was to make the edges and cavities stand out more by adding extra shadow. I also added a subtle color variation layer to give the surface more texture and depth. For the axe blade, I added some light highlights and a slight color variation to avoid a flat look. I also increased the ambient occlusion and added a subtle emission to make it stand out more. For the leaves, I added some color gradient to give them more variation instead of just having a flat green look. At the same time, to add more detail to the leaves, I added some edge wear using a dry leaf color. I also used an anchor point to add a subtle shadow underneath. This is the final result after 20 hours of content where I explain everything as clearly as possible. This is what you will be able to achieve by following the course. If you can't access it right now, you can still find more videos on my channel, including longer tutorials covering similar workflows. Feel free to check them out. Thank you so much for your support, and a big thanks to all the channel members who make this possible. You will find all the links in the description, and you can also download this 3D model for free on my Fab page. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you in the next video.